Countries around the world have been spending trillions to save their economies from the COVID-19 crisis. And tomorrow we're going to find out what the state of our finances are. The Prime Minister, Justin Trudeau, takes a pass on a visit to the White House, and an investigation begins into the We Charity deal with the feds that is no more. With more, I'm joined by the Globe and Mail's Laura Stone. Laura, great to talk to you today.
Good morning, Ben.
So tomorrow's fiscal snapshot will be the first public assessment of Canada's financial situation since the pandemic started shutting down the economy back in March. The Canadian economy shrunk by 11.6% in April. That's the largest monthly drop on record. I can't imagine we're going to hear anything good, but what can we expect?
Well, what we can expect is to hear just how much money the federal government has spent on programs to keep the economy afloat, and that is going to be in the tens of billions of dollars. And certainly the opposition party will be pushing for next steps, how the federal government, how the Liberals are planning to get the economy back on track, and what they exactly plan to do with these programs. I mean, we have the Conservatives who are saying there needs to be more of a gradual phase out of the CERB. You can't just cut people off, but they are pushing to get more people back to work. We have the NDP that is looking at a wealth tax and taxing and looking at tax havens in order to recoup some money. So we are expecting to see exactly what the federal deficit is at this point, but also the roadmap for the country over the next few months. Because, Ben, as you recall, we didn't have a federal budget this year because of the pandemic. So this is really going to be the first look at what Canada's finances are like as a result of this devastation.
Well, let's talk trade now, because the new trade deal between Canada, the U.S., and Mexico, still don't know what to call this thing. I'm sticking with the new NAFTA. It kicked off on July 1st. Prime Minister Justin Trudeau declined an invitation to join Mexico's president at the White House. What's going on there?
Well, there's an official reason and there's an unofficial reason. The official reason from the Prime Minister's office is that the Prime Minister is holding a cabinet retreat right now, albeit virtually. And he's also wants to be in the House of Commons on Wednesday for the meeting and for that fiscal update. However, I think if you look at what's happening south of the border in terms of the increase in coronavirus cases, we still have a closed border with the United States. So Mr. Trudeau would have to self-isolate for 14 days if he did make that trip. And you just look at the atmosphere and the way Canadians themselves are viewing the situation in the U.S., I don't think there would be a lot of political support and popularity for Prime Minister Trudeau to visit the United States right now and hobnob with President Donald Trump. So I think the Liberals made their political calculations on this one and decided to just stick it out at home.
Well, it looks like Prime Minister Trudeau has a little more on his plate than he expected, because he's got another meeting with the Ethics Commissioner, this time regarding the We Charity deal that was and is no more. What's the latest?
Well, I think when the Liberals announced on Friday that We was no longer going to administer this $900 million program, they hoped that this would go away. Then, of course, the Ethics Commissioner dropped the bomb that he would be investigating the Prime Minister over allegations of conflict of interest in this matter. And there are still a lot of questions about this contract. Our reporters have been asking the Prime Minister's office to show the public what was actually in this $900 million contract, why We was chosen, and if there were any other people that were considered, why it was that this was the charity that got it. We have not gotten those details. So the story continues, and it certainly is not the outcome that the Liberals were hoping for when they announced this plan.
Laura Stone, thanks for all that. One last thing. What do you call the new NAFTA?
I think new NAFTA is the best title for this one. We have USMCA, USMCA. There's a French version. So I think let's stick with NAFTA. It's what everyone knows and loves, and we'll just slap a new on it.
Can I just throw out just one suggestion? The whole world is dealing with existential angst right now. Let's call it the Camus.
The Camus?
The Camus, like Albert Camus, Camus. All right,
let's do it.
Let's just try to make it a thing. That's all the time we got. Thanks so much, Laura. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thanks for watching. If you like this, be sure to subscribe here. And you can check out more Your Morning videos right here.